हाय दिस इज़ गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी शॉर्ट वीडियो। ये बहुत एक छोटी वीडियो है जिसमें मैं टाटा पावर की कुछ ट्वीट्स किया था और मुझे तीन जन मैसेज किए कि हमें क्यों ऐड करने का मौका नहीं मिला। सो दिस वीडियो इज़ ऑल अबाउट हाउ यू कैन डू दिस योर सेल्फ एंड यू डोंट हैव टू डिपेंड ऑन मी। सो ऑफकोर्स आई ट्वीटेड इन द मॉर्निंग। आज मॉर्निंग में मैं मार्केट वॉच जब बनाया था अराउंड अबाउट 10:15 एंड अगेन ऑन 2:30 फिर मैंने टाटा पावर का मेरा क्या पोजीशन है, क्या लेवल्स हैं, ये मैं ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुका हूँ। सो आई टुक अ पोजीशन एट 120 में लिया था, उसको मैं 125.2 में क्लोज किया और फिर मैं 126 में ऐड किया और 127.5 में ऐड क्लोज किया। सो दीज वर द टू ट्रेड्स विच वर टेकन सिंस मॉर्निंग। और लास्ट हाफ एन आवर में बहुत सारे मूवमेंट्स आई एंड टाटा पावर स्टार्टेड करेक्टिंग। सो दिस वीडियो आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन कि मैं जो ट्रेड किया, सो यू कैन सी मैं बोला कि 126.25 में आई एम एडिंग, और ये एकदम तभी मैं ऐड किया, तभी ट्वीट किया एंड अगेन आई सेड 127 हो गया है एंड this is where I booked profit, and then this was just before closing, एक मिनट पहले I added Tata Power at 125.6. so इस वीडियो में I will tell you the rationale कि ये ट्वीट्स जो मैं करता हूँ, बहुत जन पूछते हैं मैं ऐड करूँ कि नहीं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल प्लीज़ कंसल्ट योर फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर फॉर एनी ऑफ सच क्वेरी। Even if you ask me these questions, I am in a not right position to comment without knowing your financials, so please don't do that. This Twitter is my journal. I never give any tips or trades. I just write down whatever trades I am taking. Just like Tata Steel में मैं अपना trade लिया, मैं उसको किस तरह से किया. So I just write a journal for myself. So you can have a look at Market Watch or after hours. मैं generally I discuss few of the companies which would be in my radar for short term, so you can you can look into those videos, study the chart, make the pick, and then trade. So please don't expect me to be hand guiding you, and this is, first of all, I am not the right person who should be doing that for you, and eventually if you are trying to copy a trade from someone without understanding, you would definitely end up in losses. So the whole purpose of this video is मैं सिर्फ टाटा पावर का ये जो ट्रिक्स, ये जो छोटे छोटे जो ट्रेड्स आप ले सकते हो, मैं इसी के बारे में बोलना चाहता हूँ। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल टाटा पावर 120 से 128 से थोड़ा कम 127.9 तक गई, so that was a good move. This is the first thing. Second is, even with market tanking or last half an hour 45 minutes में जो sell off आई, still Tata Power was able to maintain all the gains since morning. This showcases that there is a lot of strength in this particular script, in this particular stock. So going forward ये शायद एक अच्छी return दे सकती है. So right, so once I know this, so मेरा ये जो last tweet था, this was like okay, I want to add, right? अभी पोजीशन है कि 125 कहाँ पे ऐड करूँ और should I add or not, right? So these are some of the questions you have to ask yourself if you are trying to take some BTST. ये वीडियो में मैं थोड़ा सा चार्ट एनालिसिस करके बताऊंगा कि क्यों मैं 126.25 में ऐड किया और क्यों मैं 127 में बुक किया और फिर मैंने इसको क्यों 125.6 में ऐड किया, राइट? सो लेट्स डू अ स्मॉल एनालिसिस. So यहाँ पे मैंने क्या किया है, this is a 1 minute chart just to showcase very minute granularity. Entry and exit should always be done on a 1 minute chart. No matter whether you validate a pattern or you should always validate a pattern. You should always validate the move on a longer frame chart, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, 1 month, 1 week. But when you are entering and exiting a trade, you should always look into how there are two factors आपको देखनी है जो मैं देखता हूँ. फर्स्ट है कि ऑप्शंस लेवल, राइट? अगर आप इसके टाटा पावर का ऑप्शंस लेवल्स पे जाओगे, सो 125, 127.5 इस तरह से इसके लेवल्स हैं. सो ऑब्वियसली दोज आर वेरी बिग साइकोलॉजिकल लेवल्स, and second of all, there's a lot of money involved whenever such a breakout happens and when such a breakdown happens, as a result of which year levels are very important, right? Just for example, right, Tata Power is now trading at 126, 125, but going forward 130 is also a rounding, 130 is a nice round number, and that similarly 120 is a round number. So a lot of movements happen around these numbers, and so these are some of the levels you have to consider. So let me dive right into the video. So what I've done is I have drawn when the Tata Power move came, say around about 215, 220ish, Eventually there was a very good nice up move, and then it started consolidating over in this region, right? So when it was trying to break down, and this is also a 125 level, which is a psychological level, right? And hence my trade, which I was carrying from a 120 from today's morning, 120 121, I booked at 125 level, because I knew this is going to be the case, that it will try to validate and spend a lot of time over here. And that's exactly what happened. So यहाँ पे ये आके यहाँ पे support लेके, and then it started moving north, right? So here I again entered at 126 as I tweeted, and here you can see this is exactly the 126.2 level, and this is so this is actually nice consolidation for 4-5 minutes, and then it again broke this level. So of course whenever this was active, so for these 4-5-6 candles it was acting like a resistance, and this was giving a support. So now this is the support and this is the resistance. The resistance got broken. Now once a resistance gets broken, it's now the support, right? And now eventually I booked out at 127.5 because that's another option level, as I mentioned. So मैं यहाँ पे निकल गया, and then it went towards 127.9. So of course I will be again waiting कि ये जब 128.5 के ऊपर चलेगी फिर मैं और enter करूँगा. And this was also towards 3 o'clock. So basically what happens is around about 3 o'clock a lot of positions have to be squared up because of margin. So a lot of volatility comes in the very last hour, right? So this is also one of the trades reason why I closed this at 127.5. I got a 1.5 rupees move here, which is perfectly fine for me because it's 1% for this script. Then eventually it went for this consolidation, and it was trying to break after very nice tight consolidation, right? And then it broke this level. So when it broke this level, I knew that okay, this is the next support, and since the script has already gave a very good move, so theoretically it should try to get a support over here, and this exact support came around about 302 303, and this was the time when I tweeted. So basically now this is acting like a support, right? Even and when you are when this is acting like a support, of course you can place your stop loss at 125 if you want to exit, say, the position. So of course I took this trade at 126.225 here, and then you can see that by that time it had already formed a very good channel because you are adding these points. So basically that this region of 127 is going to act like a interim resistance. Now many a times these resistance get broken, so it's absolutely not a problem, but here you have to understand we were at a 305. So the question which I had in my mind, that do I want to carry this position at 126.25 levels for the next day, right? And there was some 20 minutes left. So you can see that it actually tested this particular falling channel, right? Because I had this point and I had this point. So of course if I draw a line, the resistance is here, so it came towards resistance, and I booked out at 127, and then you see it fell, and then again it was trying to take a support over here, right? So of course this is done a trade for me, and now since I have this one and then it started falling, it went towards 125.5. Many people expected that I would be taking a position over here, but that's absolutely not what I wanted. I wanted it to correct more, just like a Tata Steel. I will post the Tata Steel video of how and why I traded, and so it will be a future video which I will post today in the evening. If you are interested to learn more of these trading strategies, then you can have a look. So now I'm looking at a 1 minute time frame, and the reason is I want to carry a BTST, but what would be the best region? So of course you can understand why this particular sentiment was working in favor. So let me do one thing. So here you can see it went towards 127, and then it corrected and it broke down, and it tried to take a support. It tried to move. Obviously, if 126.2, this level, if this would have been taken out, then I would have added, right? But it didn't even reach here, and then it corrected more, and it went towards 125.1. It spent a lot of time correcting over here, and then it went. Actually, this drawing is a little bit. Just give me a moment. Okay, just a moment. Yeah, so let me do a cleanup. Yeah, so now let's draw a thing of why I took that position. You see this? So this is the reason for why I took the position at the closing, very closing bell, because I just had a very good idea that this is going to not going to break 125. So this is good. The worst thing which a trader and normally a lot of retailers do is this, trying to take this, but there is no guarantee that this will not break 125 because it has corrected a lot from the top. Nifty was tanking, so you should never try to enter in here, but rather you have a channel like this, just try to see what happens near this channel. And this is exactly, if you see this particular level, it was this 125.3 or 4 where I had my position, and during the last volatility is the resolution, ये जो कैंडल दिखा रहा है ये थोड़ा सा रेजोल्यूशन ऊपर नीचे हुआ है लास्ट सेकंड में, और इसलिए मेरा वो कैरी ओवर ट्रेड हो गया. Now going forward, what would be my position? See, I see this as a very interesting 123.5. This is one of the interesting levels for me, जहाँ पे मैं और ऐड करूँगा. और अगर ये कल गैप अप से खोले, स्पेशली if above 128, so I can actually see a very good up move, because this is what I expect from this particular stock. But we will see. And one of the things which is interesting is also there was a volume participation. So what I can do is look for a 15-minute chart. Yeah, exactly. So you see that there was a nice dip yesterday, and then today it went and got a very good, as I say, don't add when it tries dipping, but rather add when it comes up. So this was very interesting that there was a big red, and then suddenly from 10:30 it reversed from 120, and then it went for a very tight narrow consolidation between 122, because again 122.5 is a psychological level, and then it went towards 124, and then it corrected. But the thing is, all of this was happening before 2 o'clock, so I had 1.5 hours left, and this is the reason why I was carrying this position. Also, you can see there was a lot of resistance in this area earlier, but it was able to break this resistance in one go, and now it's trying to retest this level. So I think going forward, at least in a very short term, depending upon tomorrow how it opens up, it will give a very good move for me, hopefully. And even if it doesn't, then I'm always ready to buy in dips, and we will see, because these are all speculations. So I hope this video gave you a very good impression of why I take trades and why I enter and why I exit. So in future I would expect that you also learn this technique. So drawing this line was all, even if you forget anything after this, what happened, of course it was not there, right? So it was very simple, if you see. So you see, I was here, right? So what is the information which I had at that point of time? So I already knew this was a resistance which is now acting like a support, which is 126.2. This is another support, which is 125.5, and this is a resistance. It went and then it corrected, because right now I am here, and the next support which I have is this one, which is 127. So now this is very basic, right? You have a support got broken, now this is the resistance, now this was the support, and now it took a support here, and then it went to the next resistance, and a profit booking came. Okay, then it broke this particular support, and then it actually went for the next support at 125 region. It still broke the support. So you see why I didn't tweet in during this time, because it doesn't make sense. It has already broken a support. It was only that a breakout like this came in the very last minute, is that I was able to take a position. And here you can see this level is basically 125.3 or 125.35, something like this, right? So I hope this video was helpful, and on the top of that you can always draw this trend line to understand. This was also one of the trades I took in Asian Paints today, because it was, see this one, right? I'm just going to show this 2 3 points. Here it came and there was some. So for me, this is now a trend line. Now what you have to do is, even if the chart is not complete, just to be normal and follow it, right? And here you see. So this is how you can trade. You can find whether this breakdown happens. For moves like this, you can't have a channel, because the channel will be a straight line, and the only way you can trade is basically trying to monitor, say, this level, which was a previous resistance, the 124 level, and then it actually went and tested the previous support level, which was created since morning, and then it broke this. So this is also one of a good region where you can add to take part in the moves like this. And yeah, that's it. So hope this video was helpful, and in future you won't have to ask me when you want to add a position. So the only thing you have to understand is there are, just as a roundup, 3-4 चीज़ें हैं जो आपको समझनी है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल है, यू हैव टू बी इन अ स्टॉक फॉर BTST. ऐसे स्टॉक में आपको होना चाहिए जिसमें बहुत अच्छी मूव आई है. There is no guarantee, and these are all speculations. Tomorrow Tata Power may start with 120 or even 110, right? So you have to know the risks and rewards, and you have to know the financials involved. Second thing is, you have to always respect the option levels. So आप किसी भी स्क्रिप्ट, अगर वो FNO का है, तो उसमें आप ऑप्शंस लेवल को देख के आप समझ जाओगे कि कहाँ पे क्या रेजिस्टेंस और कहाँ पे क्या सपोर्ट है. मतलब कौन सी लेवल्स में जाके ये कुछ हरकत, या इट कैन do some moves and try, and that level would be very hard for it to cross. So this is the third thing. And third thing is, whenever I'm trying to do an entry, I always validate the pattern on a very higher time frame, say monthly, and all, this analysis I have already done. I'm not going to go into it. So I knew that okay, it's going good, so I needed a very fine detailed entry, and this is where I got it. Tomorrow going forward, it can easily break 125 level, right? But given the way it has acted towards the closing, I would be anything can happen, but at least I would see if it is able to maintain 122 levels, and if it starts falling, then one of the things I will be doing is this 127.5 is now acting like a huge support, right? Because it had a good move and then it corrected. So कल अगर ये गिरता रहा और levels ऐसे जैसे मैं अभी दिखाया, if they start breaking, so I think 125 and 127.5 इन दोनों का options में blindly call बेच के I will try to hedge myself, because even if it falls to say 120 and tries to spend some consolidating over there, or so I would be still making money if I want to make sure that my BTST doesn't get hurt and is hedged, because right now I am at a 126. See, with every brokerage and everything, few paisa and few, so it's a small thing for me, but no matter what, I can, if I am able to sell 127.5 or 130 is definitely a big psychological level for it to cross in one go. And the best thing is, if it is able to cross this 120 130 in a one go, just like it crossed 125 today, then it will, the target will shift towards 132.5. But no matter what, I am not here to discuss the future targets I see in Tata Motors, in Tata Power, but we will see, right? So hope this video was entertaining and learning. You were able to learn something, the way I trade and the way I give the levels and the way I enter and exit, and hopefully you can practice it on your own and see if this logic works for you. Thanks a lot for listening. Tata.